Hi, third graders. Welcome to science class. Alright guys, we are starting a new unit called Life Cycles, and the first unit will be about what are some plant life cycles. That's right, we're going to be learning about that living things experience a life cycle. Living things such as animals, right? Plants, us, we experience life cycle. Now, what is a life cycle? Life cycle are changes that happen in order from the beginning of their lives to the time they die. Plants have life cycles with certain stages, and that is what we're going to be learning in this video. And then in the classroom, you will be building a flip book with your teacher. Flip book of a flowering plant's life cycle. And this is what it's going to look like. This is the flip book that you will be putting together with your teacher. I hope you will enjoy this activity. You will need for your class these materials. You will need 4 sheets of paper. They could be colored like I have on this picture, or they could be just plain white sheets of paper, and you can always color them with your crayons or coloring pencils. And then you will need a stapler. As you can see, I stapled it right here, or you could just use paper clip if you don't have a stapler. And then of course you gotta have coloring pencils or crayons, or even markers if that's what you choose to use for your flip book. This is what you're going to have at the end of your class. And at the end, you will also have to post a picture of this flip book. There'll be more things you will have to do with this, but your teacher will tell you all about it, okay? I hope you have fun with this activity. And also, God says in the Bible, he says in Psalm 139:16, he says that he saw me, and he says he saw you before you were born. Yeah, he knew us before we were born. Isn't that incredible? He also says that he knows every day of our life, and he has it recorded in his book. Every day of our life is recorded in his book. So he knows our life cycle. It's no secret to him. So I feel special because God knows my life cycle. He saw me before I was born, and he has every day of my life recorded in his book. What an honor to be his daughter. What do you say? Are you ready to discover more about plant life cycle? I have this short video that I'll have you watch. Let's watch it together. And then we will go over every stage of plant life cycle in detail. So let's watch it.
Many plants start their life as seeds. The seeds have a small amount of food stored in them. This stored food will feed the seedling that sprouts until it grows enough to make its own food. When a seed germinates, the root, the first stem, and leaves come out of the seed. When the leaves reach sunlight, the plant starts making food for itself. During this stage, the plant grows more roots and stems. As it grows, the stem grows and expands. Sometimes, stems grow by branching out. As the plant grows into an adult, it may form more stems, roots, and leaves. Flowering plants, such as dandelions, also make flowers. During the nighttime, or when it rains, dandelions close. When the sun is shining, they open. Adult flowers produce seeds. After the head closes for the last time, the seeds form inside. As the plant reopens, a fuzzy ball of seeds appears and pushes the dead flower petals out. The ends of each seed are like a parachute. This allows the wind to blow them around for many miles. If animals brush past them, these seeds may be carried away too.
Okay, so let's look at each stage of this dandelion life cycle one more time together. So here we have a dandelion growing around this backyard, And you can see that the plants are in different stages of the life cycle. Here we have one stage. I can see another one over here. Different life cycle here. Different stage over here. One more. And then we have also stage of a life cycle happening here. So let's begin with the first one. From the video, we know that the first stage was the stage of seed right here, right? First, we just had a seed. So seed is the beginning of the life cycle of a new dandelion plant. Okay, now let's go and look at the second stage of dandelion life cycle. The second stage was right here, right? When we had the stage of germination. During this stage, we heard that the dandelions sprout. Okay, right here they sprout from a seed and we can see small roots already coming out. Okay, let's look at the next stage. The stage number 3 of a dandelion life cycle is right here. We can see that the plant is already out and we call this young adult. After the dandelion seed germinates, it grows into a young adult plant. And then it becomes an adult. Right here, we already have an adult dandelion plant. Here we have a fully developed flower. Okay, and after that, what happens is that this flower changes into seeds. Very good. And we call this stage of reproduction because thanks to the seeds, we can have new plant. And so the cycle can begin again, right? And how does the cycle begin? So these parachute-like seeds can be taken away by an animal or even by a strong wind, taken away to different places, and that's where they begin their new life cycle again. And then finally, what happens to the plant withers, right? And dies, and that is the end of the life cycle of a plant. But keep in mind that the life cycle continues thanks to the seeds, right? So here we have all the stages together. First is the stage of seed. Then we have germination, young adult, adult, reproduction, and death. About life cycle, you have to keep in mind one more important thing, and that is that the flowering plant life cycle happens in the same order every time. They all begin with the seed, and then they germinate, then they have a young and adult plant, there's a reproduction, and then they die. So this life cycle might be different for some other plants, but they all have some stages in common. So remember that they are very, very similar, if not the same, and they all happen in the same order. The order never changes. And also, it must repeat for the plant to make seeds. This life cycle has to repeat, otherwise the plant will not make seeds. Now, if I want the dandelion seed to germinate and to start its life cycle again, I must give it soil, water, and light. And guess what? We will plant some seeds and observe the life cycle as they germinate and grow together. It will be our project that's coming up. You will be asked to have these materials ready for your next project. You will need a cup or any plastic container. You will need soil and you will need seeds. You could choose sunflower or beans. It's up to you what you want to choose. And I already have my sunflower growing in this container. As you can see, you don't have to buy plastic cups. You can just use your recycled plastic bottles. Just ask your mom to cut it for you, and there you have your container for your plant that will be together observing, germinating, and growing for us. Now inside I have the soil, and then there's already a seed in the soil ready to grow and germinate for me. And I will make sure I'll give it enough water and light. Now it's your turn. You need to work on your independent work in Schoology, and you will get 10 points if you complete it successfully. You will have to complete this life cycle that I did not complete. I have 2 stages missing. As you can see, stage number 2 and stage number 5 is missing. So I hope you can complete it successfully for me and write that in your assignment. You need to write the name of these 2 stages that I forgot to include. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope you're excited about learning about life cycles of plants. And thank you for your attention, 3rd graders. We love you, God bless you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.